Oh,
The tiny man is noisy.
Yeah, are you like under a motorway right now, by chance?
Could just be Pier Street.
no. If you hear like cars, that is just Pier Street. We're allegedly live.
Are you live streaming by chance right now, Dan? Yeah,
Yes.
you have lagged and you have a slow connection.
I have a question. The constituencies are already made, are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's any problems, people can message me.
Yeah, so basically I made this form for senior fresh TRO success students, and I've gotten no responses up until right now.
Okay.
And it's for them to be able to vote in.
Yeah, that's fine. Just tell me if you just give me access to that spreadsheet, I can go and add them to the constituency.
That's fantastic, thank you.
I mean, the subtitles are kind of working. Can you hear me? Is it
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, we've got 44 people.
It actually doesn't matter because the one response I got is a school that isn't in this faculty.
Fantastic.
Incredible. There was a 1 in 11 chance that they would pick that one. Does anyone know when health science FacAss is? Physiology is taught out of the School of Medicine, and there's 11 moderatorships, and all of them are STEM except for physiology.
Oh, you're counting up a moderatorship by school.
So
HS FacAss
already
Tuesday.
happened.
Yeah, but I
No,
was,
HS is Tuesday.
I was wondering how there's 11 possible schools.
Was it not last week?
No, it was meant to be last week. It got moved to after last council. It was meant to be tomorrow, but it's now going to be Tuesday because of the bank holiday.
Interesting. I was not informed of any of this, but that's okay.
Cool. Then I'll just pass that. I'll share the spreadsheet with you anyways. Because technically that student should be allowed to vote in the medicine convener election, right?
Yeah. That's a decision we made. Okay, well I'll see if I can record as well. Can I record while live streaming?
I would use the built-in Zoom feature to record.
I'll record it.
There's no button.
Oh, there's no button because Bev is host.
Yeah, Bev's host.
No, the last time I recorded a meeting, it didn't go too well, but...
What's wrong with OBS recording?
Just will put more of a strain on your computer when you're already live streaming.
Task Manager and see how badly it's chugging. Ah, she's fine. We have 2 viewers on YouTube apparently.
Can you share the link?
I'm assuming I can. I don't know how to do that, but presumably one of these buttons will do that for me.
Might not be a bad idea. You could put it into general in Slack once you find the link. If you have the channel, I can get you the link.
Well, it's the STEM at TCDSU channel. Aha, I found the button. Okay. Yeah, we're 8 minutes past 7, so I suppose we shall get cracking. Oh, where's my chat gone? There we go. Okay. So, welcome to the final STEM Faculty Assembly of 2021. You've almost escaped the SU, unless you're about to run for another unit, in which case, good luck. So here's our agenda for the evening. I sent it earlier, and just to note, my faculty convener report was attached to the agenda, and I've since actually updated that file because I only attached the version I submitted to council, and I added, I think, 2 different items, and I changed the introduction about 10 minutes ago. So just to note that there has been some updates, some additions. Do we approve the minutes of the final council? Well, not final council, of the second to last faculty assembly from 2 weeks ago? Are there any objections, rather, or objections or amendments to the minutes? Nope, fantastic. Okay, there's one matters arising. So this was for myself and the president set up an information share scheme. So this is being worked on. It will essentially be a Google form. At the moment, it's still being worked on, but the current plan is for it to be a kind of a Google form that people can submit their own experience of internships in different places and different things that might be useful information. Then that'll go to some sort of review structure that we have not decided on yet. Once the review structure decides that it's not a shitpost, it'll be signed off on, and then that'll be pushed to some sort of public portal. So that's the current plan. It's being worked on. It's just been a hectic 2 weeks, so we haven't got a whole lot done, but there's a little bit of discussion in my report if you scroll down to the bottom. Update from the faculty convener. So this is the first and last time that I should be taking my report as read, because we have a couple of elections to get through this evening. So we're just going to skip on from that, and if you have any questions, there will obviously be the opportunity at the end to ask questions that you might have on that report. Okay, first election of the evening is for the Deputy STEM Convener, and important to note is that the Deputy STEM Convener is also the chair of the Diversity in STEM Committee. You may have heard it's a common misconception that the deputy has to be a school convener. This is not true. Anyone in the STEM faculty can run for this position, and any class rep or convener in the school can vote. So, do we have any nominations? Nominations must come from a member of the assembly, so class rep or convener, and have to be seconded by someone from the assembly. Deputy, do you like to nominate someone?
I would like to nominate 2 people. I would like to nominate Aoife Robertson and Anna Bosselkov. Sorry, Anna, if I've mispronounced your surname.
So just as a thing, can everyone put their names like at council into the chat so I can copy paste them into the application?
And do we have a seconder for those 2 nominations?
Do they need seconders?
I can second both of them. Julia Pascal, Natural Sciences.
All nominations need to be seconded. And I will get Anna's. I'm assuming it's the Anna that is on Diversity STEM Committee.
Yes, it is.
There we go. Okay, are there any other nominations for Deputy STEM?
Can I nominate myself for Deputy STEM Convener, please?
Seconded.
Mary Coyne. Buckhorn Coyne. Are there any other nominations?
No, I just want to say I think you're missing a letter from Anna's name.
Unless she has it spelt wrong on Slack.
Oh no, actually I just can't see properly, that's all it is. Sorry.
Okay, and Deputy, do you remember how long we said people have to speak? Yeah, 60. No.
They have 2 minutes for Deputy STEM. I'll time it if nobody else is timing it. Like, no problem. I have the power to mute, I think.
I mean, I can also pull a timer from my screen.
Yeah, if you want to do that, and I'll mute them.
Classic council move. Okay, so let's leave the screen like this. Okay, so I think we'll just do it in the order they're nominated. We'll not bother alphabetical. So Aoife, if you'd like to speak, so we might.
Yeah. So hi, I'm Aoife. I'm a 3rd year environmental science student, and I'm on the Diversity in STEM committee this year. And I guess another relevant experiences I was on the first of the Green Campus subcommittee for both biodiversity and for communications. So I guess there's three main things about deputy faculty convener would be being the secretary to this assembly, and then education committee and diversity and STEM. So I'll tell you why I'm great for everyone. And so for secretary, I do take minutes with the Green Campus committee for both communications and biodiversity. It's a rotating system. I've also stepped in as temporary secretary in diversity and STEM one or twice, so that's my minute taking talents there. And for education committee, it's a really exciting time to be involved with the education committee as we transition back to in-person teaching. I think it's a really good opportunity to kind of critically examine the benefits and negatives of in-person teaching. And I really enjoy being a part of that conversation as we move back to the pre-COVID teaching times. For diversity and STEM, I really enjoyed being in diversity and STEM. I think it's really important that the next chair of diversity and STEM have experience of being in diversity and STEM. This year, the committee lacked diversity in a few areas through no fault of anybody's. And so just a few ways to combat that, I think, would be make sure that the sign-up form is properly distributed and working with the appropriate officers, such as gender equality officer, ethnic minorities officer, to make sure that it's distributed in the best possible way to get the best possible sign-up. And also to make sure it's distributed earlier in the year during the Run for Something campaign. I'd love to add some structure to the social media. There's a current photo series being proposed. I used to have some experience with that at Green Campus. We've really upped engagement in the last 6 months. I'd love to continue working with podcasts, continue work for pronoun inclusion for online learning platforms. And in general, I'd just really love to work with all you wonderful people and be a part of it.
All right, thank you, Aoife. Apologies for how awful those subtitles were. Okay, next up we have Anna. If you'd like to speak for 2 minutes.
So my name is Anna, and I'm a third-year biochemistry student. I'd love to be your next deputy STEM convener for a few reasons, but my primary reason is that I want to make sure that every single student in STEM has a voice. Now, my experience has been as a member of the TCDSU Diversity in STEM committee for the past year, and also I've worked really closely with S2S for the past 2 years, so I've had the opportunity to talk to a lot of people in STEM. As part of the TCDSU Diversity in STEM committee, I've talked to women in STEM, mature students, community access program students, as well as international students and people of color. And I really hope to expand diversity in STEM even more in making sure that everyone feels like they're a part of it and then that they can contribute. I've also been talking to the current gender equality officer and next year's welfare officer, Sierra, and we've developed some ideas about how we could incorporate pronouns in Blackboard, as well as make sure that the academic staff have training in how to refer to people by their correct pronouns. So overall, I would like to fill this position to make sure that every student of every STEM discipline has that exposure and that they can voice their concerns, and that I, as part of a committee or on my own, can work with the right officers and class reps to actually make a change and make sure that everyone feels comfortable in their course.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Anna. And last but not least, Mary, if you would like to speak for 2 minutes.
Thanks, Megan. Okay, hi everyone. I'm Mary Coyne, and she, her, and I'm currently the Junior Solicitor CSL class rep, and I'm also the SLSCS Nose Convener. I joined the SU this year because I really just love helping everybody, and I like being involved in student life. And I believe I'd be really good for this role, as I have previous experience being a convener, and yeah, exactly. Again, I just really love helping everybody. As Deputy STEM, be part of my role to be head of diversity in STEM, and as a CS student, I see the lack of representation of women in the tech part of STEM in particular every single day. And I'm also a registered student with the Disability Services and civil student, so I think I'd be a good fit to be part of the chair of diversity in STEM. I would love to continue on with the amazing work that the Diversity in STEM committee did this year, and I'd love to collaborate with different societies and for possible events next year. And another thing that would be really important for the work that I could do next year would be the gender neutral bathrooms that I know Dan has worked on in the past in Hamilton. And yeah, so I want to make sure that STEM is seen as a very diverse place and that welcomes everybody. And what's more diverse than having someone that's half an art student and being your next deputy STEM convener. And yeah, I really appreciate it if you could vote with me for as your next deputy STEM convener. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mary. I'll now, I suppose, hand over to Chair of the Electoral Commission for the logistics of this election.
Yeah, so there's the link. Go ahead and vote. I'll leave it open until whenever Dan tells me to close it, and then yeah, I'll give the results afterwards. Just again, if you're not part of the constituency or whatever, I'm pretty sure I included everyone, but sometimes lists aren't updated properly and things fall through the cracks. If that's the case, just let me know and I'll get it fixed. Just send me a message on Zoom.
Okay, because there might be people who lose this race and might be interested in running for a school convener afterwards, we'll just wait for 2 minutes to let everyone vote. So you've got 2 minutes to vote or tell Yannick that you're having technical issues. And I'm going to use those 2 minutes to try and fix these subtitles. Because at one stage...
Anyone got any jokes?
At one stage, I'm not sure if this is a joke, but was anyone watching the subtitles of some of the things that were being said? Anna apparently was talking about someone called Mr. Peach, I believe. Mary lost her parents. It was
I can confirm they're both alive and well.
it was an interesting experience watching those subtitles. Okay, so 1 more minute left to vote.
Wait, did I say something about Mr. Peach?
That's what the subtitle said you did.
No, Mr. Peach, the in attendance member of Diversity and STEM.
I would like to nominate Mr. Peach for science convener.
Mr. Peach is our grundle.
Can I second that, my lord?
Can I in battle?
2 minutes is really a long time when you start to count it.
Yeah, but I think I used those 2 minutes to at least partially fix the audio. So I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah,
I just
it's a long time.
I'm also watching along to the SAIs in the background, which is fun. Anya Hennessy, the current environmental officer, her award is just coming up right now. Okay, so Chair of the EC, would you like to close that poll and report the results whenever you can?
Yeah, give me like 2 seconds to use the software here.
Oh no, the clock.
All right, let me send you a PM. Where are you? Chat.
Okay, well, I'm happy to announce that the next Deputy STEM Convener shall be Aoife Robertson. So congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Okay, so we shall now move on to the school convener elections. So the first school we shall elect a convener for was, side note, Anya Hennessy has just won an SAAI. Okay, so School of Engineering. Do we have any nominees to be school convener for the School of Engineering?
I nominate Maeve Calvo, and also congratulations, Anya, of course.
Okay, so Maeve Calvo, or Calvo.
Apologies.
I'll second that. Rory Solney, joint courses convener.
Is Maeve here, and did I spell that correctly?
Yeah, I'm here, it's correct.
Mia, you are a second-year class rep, so yes, you can nominate yourself.
I'll second Mia.
Any other nominations? Nope, perfect.
Oh, before we continue, I'm gonna save the chat just for the purpose of spelling people's names, so I hope that's okay.
Yeah. Well, I'll have these slides anyway, so.
Okay, just in case anybody, I don't know if I'm allowed to do that without asking, so.
I think when we're being recorded, like the chat kind of comes with that.
It's implied.
Implied consent. That's definitely legal. Okay, so for school convener elections, it's not as long as 2 minutes, so don't worry about that. You will have, what do we say again? I'm pretty sure it was 60. Yep, 60 seconds. So we'll go in order of nominations again, because I am not going to try and do things alphabetically. So Maeve, if you'd like to speak for 60 seconds.
Yep. So hi, my name is Maeve. I'm currently a second year student in engineering with management. I would like to be your school convener next year, as I'd like to be a voice for students in engineering, and I feel I can confidently liaise with people when I need to. Thanks to my experience as class rep last year. Finally, I am confident I will be able to fulfill my duties, as I have observed the role closely this year with the current school convener. Thank you.
Right, thank you. And next we shall have Mia, or Maya.
It's Mia.
Mia.
Thank you, Daniel.
All right.
Okay, hi.
You've got 60 seconds.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Mia. I'm second year engineering class rep at the moment. Apart from that, I had the pleasure to work with TCD-SU as a constitutional review group member, and recently as TCD-SU delegate team on UC Congress 2021-2022. So my main motivation here is that I really believe that I can make a change in the school. As engineering convener, I will lobby for the most important things to all our international and Irish engineering students, and I will ensure that our voices are heard. I believe that throughout this year, together with other two class reps from engineering, we actually made a change and resolved all the issues that came up in the meantime. So I believe I can do the same for all the other students. All of this will be definitely ensured with collaboration with the provost, student union, student societies, and other resources available on campus. So thank you very much, and I really appreciate your vote and support. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So I shall hand over once again to the Chair of the Electoral Commission, and just to remind you, only class reps and the school convener in the School of Engineering are allowed to vote in this election. So we will leave that running in the background, because I don't think this election won't affect anyone, because engineering is quite an insular school. So we can move on to, and Yannick, just leave it open for like 30 seconds or so, and then just
we'll just put probably like a little bit longer, just from when we ran it for AHS faculty assembly. It was just better to have a bit more time.
Sure, run it until, I mean, it's a low number of votes, so it won't take long to count them. So run it until we're about to run the next election, and then you can just DM me the result. Okay, so next election is for the School of Chemistry. Do we have any nominations for School of Chemistry convener?
Liam Monaghan, I'd like to nominate myself.
Liam Monaghan, do we have a seconder?
I'll second that. I'll second that.
Chemistry convener.
So just Monaghan is without the G, Dan. Oh. Thank you.
Sorry, I should have seen that from Zoom. Do we have any other nominations for Chemistry School convener? Going once, going twice. Sold to Mr. Monaghan. You're deemed elected. Okay, next election is for School of Natural Sciences. Do we have any nominations for convener?
I'd like to elect myself, Claire McNamee. Seconded.
Claire McNamee. And now seconded by the current school convener. Do you have any other nominations? Going once, going twice. Sold to Claire McNamee. You are deemed elected. Congratulations. Okay, next school, genetics and microbiology.
I'd like to nominate myself, Aisling Gallagher.
I'll second that.
Aisling Gallagher. Do you have any other nominations? No. Okay, well, Aisling, consider yourself genetics and microbiology convener for 2021, and I will also happily announce that the School of Engineering convener for 2021 will be Mia, and I'm not going to butcher your surname. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, and now we have Biochemistry and Immunology. So we have any nominations for the convener of the School of Biochemistry and Immunology?
I'd like to nominate myself, Aoife Lynch.
Aoife Lynch?
I'll second that.
Who said that?
Caroline from School of Biochemistry and Immunology, convener, the current one.
Thank you, Caroline. Do you have any other nominations? No? Well, in that case, Aoife Lynch, you are deemed elected. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, and now we have the verifiable garbage fire, that is School of Computer Science and Statistics.
I nominate Emma Duran, Junior Fresh ICS.
Emma Duran? There's a...
I hope I pronounced that right.
It's Duran.
One of these letters is there twice.
There's an N after the R. And I like to nominate Reen Arity, JF from ESL.
Durnan. Okay, well, can we get a seconder for Emma first?
Yeah, Krishy has seconded both of them in the chat.
Yeah, and I'd like to nominate myself, so.
Reen Arity and Brian Whelan.
Yeah.
Something about School of Computer Science that you're all willingly throwing yourself into this fire.
Do we have a seconder for Brian? If not, I'll do it. I'll do it.
I second him.
Sorry.
Okay.
Damn.
Do we have any other nominations? Nope, perfect. Well, then we shall have our 60-second speeches. So, Emma, you've got 60 seconds.
So hi everyone, my name is Emma Durnan. I'm currently a first year rep for my ICS class and I'm hoping to become the next SESS convener. As convener, I would love to use my experience to liaise with lecturers and other conveners to help improve the work-life balance of STEM students and SESS students. The CSU survey showed that the STEM students have the worst work-life balance out of all the students within the school, and it's one of the main issues that I'd love to work on and combat. In my time as class rep, I've already corresponded with various lecturers, helping them to restructure module assessments in ways that benefit the students and their work-life balance. Another issue I'd love to tackle and deal with is dignity and respect within STEM. At the start of the year as a class rep, I already disputed a class Discord chat, brought the problem to Jonathan Jukes, and it was solved. As a result, an email was sent out to the whole school that everyone probably remembers to remind people of how to conduct themselves. And if elected, I love to work with other conveners and tackle other issues, importance of diversity and inclusivity within STEM, and hopefully organise some mixers and some events for everyone as well. Sorry for no time.
Right, thank you very much, Emma. I was expecting the ruthless muting, but you managed to escape it. Okay.
I don't want to be mean.
Where's the fun in that? Okay, next up we will have Rian, so 60 seconds.
Hi everyone, I'm also running to be the next SESS convener. I am prepared both mentally and physically to become the next SESS firefighter, following in the footsteps of the admirable Matthew Henry. As it stands, I am already largely familiar with the duties of the school convener position, such as sitting on the school exec, and I have several aims for the next academic year, which I'm going to summarise briefly so as not to bore you much further. That includes improving lecturer coordination with the school to prevent assignment pile-up, attempt to bring back the SESS school and rep meetings, which would happen 2 to 3 times a semester, and they were proven successful in Michaelmas term. Working to modernize assessment methods so as not to return to the likes of paper programming and examinations, and ensuring junior and senior fresh students have a smooth and organized transition to in-person teaching. If you have any questions, feel free to message me on Slack or email me. It's erity@tcd.ie. And I hope to make the most of the upcoming year and hope you, the SESS reps, can put your trust in me. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Rian. And last but not least, Brian. You've got 60 seconds. Go for it.
Yeah, hi, I'm Brian, and I'm second year ICS, and I'm going to withdraw because I think the two of them are more than capable of being the next convener, so yeah.
Okay, well, fair enough. I have withdrawal. Well then, I guess I shall hand over to the Chair of the Electoral Commission, who I imagine is very quickly deleting a name right now. And then only members of the School of SESS are allowed to vote in this. And since SESS is another quite insular school, we can just move on. We don't have to wait on the results because it won't affect anyone else. So next we have School of Maths. Do we have any
I'd like to nominate myself. Caitlin, you on?
Caitlin.
I'll second it.
Do we have any other nominations? Okay, fantastic. Caitlin, you are deemed elected.
Thank you.
Okay, and now we have School of Physics. Do we have any nominations for convener of the School of Physics?
Can I nominate myself for this, please?
Yeah, I knew if I just left it awkwardly silent long enough, someone would put their name forward. So Dylan Broder's nomination. Do we have a seconder for Dylan?
I'll do it.
Rory Campion has just put in chat. Any other nominations? Going once. Going twice. Okay, Dylan, you are deemed elected. Congratulations. Okay, and this is the last normal school / program convener of the night. So, TR 060, Biological and Biomedical Sciences. Do we have any nominations?
Don't do this to me.
I'll run Grace Craig, SF class rep.
Okay, so Grace Craig. Do you have a seconder for Grace?
I'll second it.
Perfection. Are there any other nominations for TR 060 convener? Nope. Well, in that case, Grace, you are deemed elected. Congratulations. And I will also announce that the SESS convener for 21-22 will be, let me make sure I get this right and not have an Oscar situation. Rian Erity. Congratulations, and also my condolences.
I appreciate it.
Okay. Final election of the night is the science convener, and the science convener is a secondary posting, meaning that only the conveners of biochemistry and immunology, genetics and microbiology, physics, chemistry, or TR 060 are allowed to run. Dylan, do you
I
nominate?
would like to nominate Leo Monaghan for Science Program Convener. Dylan Krug, Heham, Environmental Science, JS.
Seconded Thomas Dunia, Heham, Chemistry Convener, Science Program Convener.
Leo Monaghan. Got your name right this time. Are there any other nominations? Nope, perfect. Leo, you are elected. Congratulations. Okay, well that concludes our elections for the evening. So we shall move on to the rest of the agenda. Congratulations to next year's convener team. May you not regret it. So, our first item of business proper is, oh no, I start from the beginning. Oh, we get to relive all these elections. Isn't that lovely? There we go. Okay, first item is the unfortunate bit of housekeeping. That is the call over school convener updates, since neither Jack nor Clara have given a school convener update yet this term, so I have to call on both of them. So Jack, if you'd like to quickly give an update to close off the year.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I haven't been around a lot. To be honest, I've been away out of the college system, away on placement, so it's been distant enough. I've been keeping up mostly through the school curriculum and executive committees. I've missed I've been a presence at all but 2 of the curriculum meetings and all but 1 of the executive meetings. It's been quiet enough. I won't lie, it hasn't been the same. But the perks of this semester is that they seem to really have ironed out a lot of the teething problems and the distance between students that was happening in the first semester. So, I mean, we didn't get much better done, but it didn't fall apart either. So yeah, I'm looking forward to working with Mia and getting trained up in the role, and then hopefully we'll have a much more proactive year next year. So that's me.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Jack. Oh, I'm muted. Okay, sorry, I was muted there. Thank you, Jack. Any questions for Jack on his report? Perfection. And now, if Clara is here, would you like to round out the year with a report?
Not here.
Yeah, I suspected she wasn't.
No apologies either.
That was unfortunate that Clara has not given a report this semester. But I suppose there's not a whole lot we can do about that now. So we shall move on to next item, which is Diversity in STEM update, final one of the year.
Yeah, actually, nothing has happened since the last faculty assembly. Well, nothing formalized. There was podcast episodes recorded, which have to go up. We haven't met since. Diversity in STEM has been fantastic. I've had a great time. The committee's had a great time. Aoife will do great things with it next year. It's fantastic. I've nothing more to say.
Well, that's how you want to end out the year with your report, just saying it was fantastic. Okay, and now the final discussion item of 2021, which is so long and thanks for all the fish. I'm sure a few of you saw this on the agenda and were wondering what this is about. This is just me saying goodbye, basically. Thank you for sticking around for the entire year. I'm sad to be gone, but I am going to use this opportunity to hand over to my successor, Zoe, and let her introduce herself and say a few words. So Zoe, I know you're in this chat.
Yeah, thanks Mil, Chair. So hi everyone, my name is Zoe, and for those of you who weren't in council on Tuesday night, I was elected to be the STEM convener for 2021-2022, which I'm very grateful for. I'm very honoured because we all know the past 2 years, it's been, you know, a powerhouse of a person who's led this role. So it's given a lot of it's a big shoes to fill, let's just say, and it's going to be no easy feat, but like with the team that's just been elected now, I've no doubt that we're going to do amazing things, and maybe, you know, be mentioned more times than the former the chair right now at last council. But no, I'm really excited to get started, and yeah, I just want to take this opportunity to say, Dan, like, I would not be here without you. Like, there was no way I would have thought I could from being a class rep in first year, there's no way that I could have come up to here and fall up in your shoes. So hopefully, I don't fall flat on my face. Hopefully, they fit nicely. But thanks so much for everything. And hopefully, you're going to do great things, which I know you will. And student awards are a scam. Dan deserves them all. That's my verdict. That's it. Yeah.
Traditionally, I'm muted.
Dan, I think you're muted.
Yeah, I was muted. Traditionally, the outgoing convener hands over a hoodie to the incoming convener, which is unfortunately not that possible through Zoom. So I'll just have to post a scrap of my hoodie to you. We'll organise that later. But no, we'll meet up in person at some point whenever things are safe. Which is, that's that entire discussion item. Unless anyone has questions on that, I suppose. No, cool. Yeah, it'd be very weird. Okay.
Actually, I have a question.
Yes, Shane.
Can you give your highlight of best and worst moment in your time as STEM convener?
Okay, worst moment is a bit of a weird one because obviously a lot of big things have happened with COVID and all that sort of stuff, but there was just one moment in my 2 years that it properly rolled over into this is so bad it's funny, which was STEM ball last year. We had a gender neutral bathroom, and getting this gender neutral bathroom open at STEM ball was a bit of an ordeal. You think just open the toilet, shouldn't be that complicated. We finally got it open. We got this lovely sign on it, SU graphics. There's a seagull in a suit and everything. It was quite a nice thing. And before the dinner was even served, the security had to close it because too many people were caught doing drugs in it. So that was a moment of just there were 17 other things going wrong. In hindsight, it was a small moment of the night, but that was just a moment where STEM ball, I passed over into some sort of just ethereal, oh, nothing else can go any more wrong than this. I'm just going to ride this stress all the way to the end.
And more went wrong. More went wrong that night.
But everything else that went wrong after that, I was just yep, why not?
DJ not showing up, speakers breaking.
No, the DJ had already pulled out by then. So the DJ pulled out an hour before STEM ball. So this is how stressed I was going into this, and this is why the bathroom being closed rolled me over into this ethereal, just I don't care anymore. Everything's going wrong, and I'm just dealing with it. It's fine. People are.
And you're sure it wasn't you in the bathroom because of all the stress? You weren't the one caught doing drugs.
There was no time being in the bathroom.
I barely ate that night, let alone anything else. I've never actually attended a STEM ball. I ran STEM ball, which is a very different thing. So when STEM ball happens again, I'm expected to be brought back.
It's tradition, but Dan's cancelled the tradition that the previous STEM convener gets a free room for the night STEM ball, and Dan was like, "That's stupid. No, don't give me a free room." So they'll be invited back.
I don't like spending SU money that I don't have to, and I sort of, and not just SU money. That was directly the money that was being spent on rooms for anyone on that night was being taken, was adding cost to the tickets of students, and I was very much against that. So I paid for my own ticket. That's how much I disliked the idea of taking money away from students from that night. But you can be more generous to people if you want. That's just me being not a person to waste money.
Dan paid €50 to work 12 hours, just 12 hours on the night. There was tens of hours that went into planning beforehand, but he paid €50 to work a 12-hour shift essentially. So I don't think I'm going to be that generous next year. I'm sorry if any of you have any qualms with me not buying a ticket to work 12 hours, but we're going with optimism. There will be a STEM ball 2022. Dan will be able to sit down, have a dinner, get drunk if he so wishes. So we cannot wait.
To be fair, I got a cheesecake out of it, Like, I got a slice of cheesecake, not a full cheesecake, but I got a slice of cheesecake. That wasn't bad. Best moment was, okay, there's two standout moments from this year, which was when I got told that the Hamilton student space had been approved, because that just seemed like such a pipe dream. I didn't think I was going to hear. I was confident it was going to happen. I didn't think it was going to be announced while I was still here. So I'm so glad I got to like see that happen. And the other was when we found out we got the funding for the lab coat resale scheme, because I've never been so glad to be wrong about something in my life. I wonder if it was in writing, if it was in an email somewhere. But I distinctly remember one of the first like professional conversations I had with Megan O'Connor, the education officer, was her pitching this idea of having a lab coat resale scheme, and me saying, no, that'll never happen for this, and this reason, and like listing out the reasons it was never going to happen. And then Megan ignored me and did it anyway, and I've never been so glad to be wrong about anything. So when we got the email saying that had gotten funded, that was a fairly spectacular moment. So those are my highlights and my lowlights of the last 2 years. And obviously there's much more highlights. They're all in my report if you want to read it. But yeah, any other questions for myself or the school conveners? No? Okay. We shall move on to any other business. Hype Your Society events. I don't think there is any. I will use this AOB though to congratulate and commiserate with 3 members of the assembly. So that would be, sorry for the siren. 3 members of this faculty assembly were nominated for SAI awards this evening. Unfortunately, none of them were successful. So that was Mia, the new engineering school convener, was nominated for International Student of the Year. Hannah Heskin was nominated for Academic Representative of the Year, and Megan O'Connor was nominated for Full-Time Officer of the Year. Being nominated, still obviously, or being shortlisted rather, still a massive honour, so congratulations to those 3 members of the Assembly for that.
I don't want to keep putting in, but also Dan was also shortlisted for PTO of the Year, and they're all rigged. All these awards are rigged because everyone here should have won them. But we'll leave it at that. We know who are the winners really are, so it's okay.
I will butt in just to say that Dan was also shortlisted for a Trinity Legacy Award, which he rightfully should have got, but he didn't, because once again, those were rigged.
I will not make any accusations of any riggings, but thank you for bragging on my behalf. Any other business before we close out this final faculty assembly of 2021?
I've stopped recording.
Okay. Does the faculty convener and all the school conveners accept our thanks? I mean, I do, but we'll go through all the outgoing school conveners and see if they'll accept thanks as well. Julia, do you accept thanks?
Yes, I do.
The outgoing. Let me stop sharing my screen so we can see everyone. So the outgoing natural sciences convener, Julia. The outgoing chemistry and science convener, Thomas.
Yeah, I do.
The outgoing physics convener, Julian.
Yeah.
The outgoing engineering convener, Jack.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
The outgoing biochemistry and immunology, Caroline.
Yeah, I do.
The outgoing SCSS, Matthew.
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna help you, Rian.
The outgoing TRO60 and education officer elect.
Yes, of course.
Do we have any other school conveners on the call? If you are, you've been pushed to the second page. No, I think that's all the school conveners on the call. Not here is Clara O'Connell. I'm sure she accepts thanks too. But yeah, that is our assembly over. Thank you all for showing up, and I will not see you again next time. You'll be seeing Zoe. Education officer, you have your hand up.
Yes, if you don't mind, I would like to butt in very quickly because I think, oh my God, I can't speak. I think the STEM convener has not given himself half enough credit. I'm not happy with that wrap up at all. So I would like to reiterate everyone's thanks. You are the greatest pain in the hole I've ever encountered in my life. You make my life so much more difficult, but as a result, you make me and everyone else so much better. And I just would be absolutely lost without you. And you were crediting me for lab coat schemes. I had an idea, but I certainly did not do the hours and days of maths and logistics that you did, and you were the reason that that happened. I would also like to say that this is the best faculty in the entire school, without a shadow of a doubt. You're all absolutely incredible. You're a testament to yourselves. And I think, you know, the leadership that has been shown within the faculty and what is coming up, and all of you that have been elected to positions in the last 24 hours is just a testament to that STEM supremacy. I mean, who would have ever thought that HS gal would say it? But I have to resign myself to the fact that you're a totally different breed down the East End. And I would just like to pass on my most heartfelt thank yous to every single one of you. These are all a big bunch of legends, and I will miss you all dearly. And again, Dan, start giving yourself credit. Damn it, you're gas.
I've just noticed, well, I was made aware by the chat, Shane Keane is here, so Shane, do you accept thanks on behalf of...
I accept everyone's thanks except Dan because he didn't recognize my name.
Sorry, Shane. I was very quickly scanning and I just missed it. This is what you get for not having your video on a Zoom call. And thank you to the education officer for her words, but I will note that if you think I have been selling myself short, you've not noticed that I submitted a 14-page report to this faculty assembly. So I just expressed my words in writing rather than speaking because I'm conscious that we're coming up on exams. I didn't want to stretch this out. So we finished this faculty assembly in under an hour, which is very definitely a record. So that is the meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
I believe there are still 2 people who have their hands raised, Dan.
Oh, apologies. You blended into the background for both of you. Zoe, would you like to speak?
Julia had hers first. She can go.
I'll try and stop the live stream while we're at it. So Julia, if you'd like to speak.
Yes, I kind of wanted to echo what Megan said before I completely break down. Like, this is my last ever faculty assembly in all 4 years, and I think I only ever missed one. And I've known Dan for 3 years, and I just wanted to say thank you on behalf of everyone, because you have been an absolutely fantastic STEM convener, and you have done so much work, and you have listened to all of us, and you've just been amazing. And I know that Zoe will be even better than you, but like, you are so fantastic, and you've done so much, and you've motivated me to like be a better convener and work harder. And I hope that like in the next few years, like, people don't forget who you are, and there will be people who like remember who like Daniel O'Reilly was, because I think he deserved the recognition, even if the Trinity Legacy Award doesn't think so. So thanks for everything, Dan. You've been amazing.
Can I just say that before you go, Zoe, 2 seconds, when Julia says that Dan just does things, there is not a truer statement. I woke up to an email about 3 days ago, a little bit more than 3 days ago, a message from Dan saying that he redid the entire management system for the SU on how we organize class reps. Just one morning I woke up and I had a new Google form and new Google Drive with everything working magically and beautifully. And I think that represents just what Dan does, which is just doing things in general. That's all.
I just want to echo what Julia said about how amazing Dan was, and he has been, and he will be. But just for people who don't remember, when Dan was first elected to EMS convener back then, he wasn't in the room. He was off at a BDP event. And as far as I know, he's the only person I've ever known who's been elected as PTO without being in the room. And he was contested by 2 other people and 2 other really good candidates. So I think we can show that everyone knew from the beginning that Dan was going to be something else, something special, and he has been proving that for the past 2 years. But also, I know we're giving all the praise to Dan, but I think there are some other people who we're going to be losing this year who have just been absolute powerhouses as well. So I don't want to leave anyone out, but just people who I know are going to be leaving us. We have Julia, who just, she's crying. She's been, staying with the SU as long as I've been here. She was such a nice person. Like, she put me under her wing, and it was a little science rep keeping me going. We have Jack, engineering, who has always just showed up, get the stuff done, was really short and concise, such an engineer. We have Julian, who took over my position as business convener, and I've only heard amazing things about him. We have the firefighter of the SU, Matthew Henry. We have Matt's convener, Shane Keane, who did half of my job last year with TP, because I did not know what they were doing or where they were at. We have Caroline, who also, just like Julia, has been a statement of the SU as long as I've been here. And I'm going to stop now before I cry. And if I left, how could I leave out the powerhouse, the policy god, constitution god that is Liam Kavanagh, who only joined this year and is so, he just made himself such a statement of the SU, and was just the only man or only person I ever known who has put up a fight with Daniel O'Reilly, and Daniel O'Reilly not conceded but said, I understand, and they fought on the Constitution, and there was no winner there, which it's the closest you'll get to beating Dan in terms of the Constitution. And obviously, we're not technically losing Megan because we still have her in USI next year, but obviously she's been phenomenal this year, and we're so lucky we still have her, on a national level next year. But everyone who's leaving, if I've left you out, I'm really sorry, but everyone's just been phenomenal, and I'm going to leave it there. So thank you, Dan, and thank you, everyone. You've all been superb.
All right, thank you, everybody. I will say this does feel a bit like I'm at my own wake. There's a level of positivity that I'm not comfortable with. But anyway, thank you all for the kind words, especially the ones that weren't about me. Yous are all amazing, and I've tried to end this meeting 3 times now, so feel free to leave. I love you all, but there are other things to be done that don't take place in this Zoom call. So, Sláinte Mhaile.
I do believe that you're going to have to end the meeting at some point if you want people to leave, because I think...
No, stop! Don't do that!
Do you want me to leave?
Let us sit here and cry.
If I was
if you leave, then it just kills the meeting. So don't do that.
No, it really
Just walk away from your computers and just leave it on.
Just walk
Do you
away.
want to be host? Do you want to have a little cry session? A little
Yeah,
mopey?
let's all cry together. Who wants to have a cry with me? Love crying.
I'm in.
Been doing it all year.
You're in the same
Anyone
room
who
as
wants to
Yannick,
leave,
you have
feel
no
free.
choice.
Feel free to go study, go do work. Don't feel meeting adjourned. No more.
Yeah, honestly, this is just going to be like me crying and saying animal puns. By the way, do you know what we call a crab that doesn't share? A shellfish.